What's going on, everybody? What a way to get back into regular programming on the channel than with beef videos, right? If you don't know, my beef series is centered on a storyline where at least two characters have some real beef and shit gets wild, and we talk about the beef. I go over the story, give you my breakdown, and then we discuss who we think won the beef at the end. But if you guys are a fan of my content, run the likes up. If you get this to like 300 likes, I'll drop another beef video. If you haven't subscribed yet, that would be amazing, as well as check out my second channel, The Coffee Shop. I just scaled Capcom and Marvel over there, so definitely check that out. And to all those already subscribed and showing love, I appreciate you so much. And if you want to purchase a video, hit me up on Discord. It's only $20 to see your favorite character on either channel, as well as you can join my Discord server. It's absolutely free and I hang out there every day. But without further ado, let's get into the beef. This beef is one of the craziest I've ever covered. This is Ash Williams versus Freddy Kreuger, aka Nightmare Warriors. Now, you see Jason in the thumbnail as well, and he looks a lot bigger. That's because Jason is indeed involved in the storyline and works for Freddy for most of the junction. So, getting into this, we see that Jason is being resurrected, right? We see a voice is appearing to him. He's hearing something. He's starting to rise again. This is not good for mankind because Jason rising means shit's about to go down. Like, let's be honest, Jason Voorhees waking up is not something you want to see on your Tuesday schedule. But because of something being read in the Necronomicon, he is rising. Now, Ash Williams had previously defeated Jason and Freddy. The form speaking to Jason explains to him, he's like, yo, you gotta get your get back, you gotta finish this, because Ash has a special soul. We can't let him cook, he's special. And this voice also tells Jason, like, yo, you can track whoever you want. You're really the go to this killing shit. Like, go ahead, go out, and cook. So he dips to get buckets. That's the mentality. We then flip over to this special unit investigating, right? They're on the scene and they're here with the purpose of recovering the Necronomicon. An officer remarks that Jason is likely the best weapon available anyways, that anyone could use. But his superior, a very wise officer, says that is false. And he's like, the book in there that we're trying to retrieve is a separate beast entirely. It leads to an entire different reality and world. We then flip over to see underwater. As you guys could have assumed, Jason's rising. The divers that go under there to find him, they get jumped by the boy, and he's absolutely massive and tears them apart. Jason then proceeds to blitz up from the boat from outside of the water. Don't know how he did this. We're just going to chalk it up to he's a D1 athlete. And he tears apart everybody on the boat, just completely dismantling them and eating bullets as he slashes away. We then see Jason tank a mini shock rocket barrage designed to actually take him down based on prior readings. He's also smart enough to, when he's battling these officers, he's like, alright, I'm sick of this shit. And he manages to throw them in the water knowing that the electricity from the shock barrage would get to them. And of course, it's fatal, and he rips through the rest in his pursuit for vengeance. We also see, after he's finishing going on this massacre of the people on the boats, the voice summoning him and talking to him was indeed the voice of his mom. At least that's what it appears to be at the time, and appears to be the driving force behind his current actions. We then flip over to Big Ash Williams, right? A goon in his own right. Comment down below if you want to see him in a goon video, by the way. But Ash, he, like I said, had beat Freddy and Jason before. He did this shit half a year ago. Since then, he's like, you know what? Hunting demons, balling out, fighting the Necronomicon, defeating Jason, Freddy, all this hood rat shit. It's exhausting. I think I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna be honest. 100% see where he's coming from. Like, dude, fuck that life. I wouldn't want to do what he was doing anyway. However, of course, because the plot demands it, the government shows up at Ash's door. He's like, "What do you hoes want?" And they're like, "Yo, you are a supernatural focal point, and you're gonna be key to this investigation." We then pan over to seeing the officer reading through the Necronomicon as Ash is brought in. And we see the Necronomicon notes say it's considered boundless. Beings with power like Freddy, who is shown in the book, can change the physical world just through sheer will alone. Which goes to touch on, Freddy's casually a reality warper. Freddy then reality warped to troll Ash himself and let him know he was back. He let him know the vibes. He was like, "Yo, Ash, I'm back for the smoke, pussy. Let's run the ones again." And this really is like the catalyst for the beef. Because Ash is like, okay, I'm not getting called out like that. It's time to pull up. Now, Freddy is the key to controlling both what is real and what is dream. Through him and the Necronomicon, this all can be achieved. Like, basically, through Freddy's power, you can control what's real and not real. It's incredible. And they're going to try to take advantage of Freddy, who had been defeated. We see, panning over, this is a wild-ass comic, it throws you everywhere. Jason is ripping through people like paper, right? Like, he's on this OD kill spree, and he's like, "Yo, these people are bums, let me get them out of here," and he's just folding people. It's quite horrific. We see, in an interview with the supposedly depowered Freddy, the officer is like, "Yo, we have a verse with Ash Williams, the Necronomicon, demons, Deadites, Jason Voorhees, but you, Mr. Kreuger, you were the scariest in the verse." And Kreuger's like, "Relax, dog. You don't have to gas me up this bad." But that's facts, though. But yeah, interesting to see that they thought Freddy was by far the scariest. We then see in a discussion between agents that Freddy had mastered the dreaming. That's right. Not only did he have the power of the dreaming, which if you know anything about Freddy, he's demonstrated many times before how potent his warping is, but he's completely mastered it at this point. We then see a discussion being had about both Freddy and Jason that's very interesting for the story. For one, it appears Jason actually has the ability to possess people, or at least make them do what he wants them to do without them knowing. Basically, you subconsciously obey his will. And we also see that Freddy basically has negged the many different ways of death in the physical world. Like, when it comes to physical L's, Freddy's taking it, and he's built for that shit. Because of this, and they're all discussing this with the boy Ash Williams, who of course is in the cut now. They're like, "Yo, the only way I think we can beat him and beat both of them is to get the Necronomicon and put them down with that book. That book is the key to victory." We then see, unfortunately for his ops, Freddy reveals that not only is he a master of the dreaming, he has mastered the usage of the fabled Necronomicon. Big deal for his ops. Freddy potentially has the ball in his court now with everybody in check. This could be bad. We see that Freddy is especially pissed off at this point because when he took that L, he had to spend his time in a pocket dimension basically being endlessly tortured. So at this point, he just wants to get in the mix, right? Like, he's like, "Yo, I'm pissed. I've been tortured this long. Let's get these buckets." He's talking to the spirit of Jason and Jason himself, and he's like, "Listen, Jason, we might beef in some storylines, but not this one, baby." And he's like, "You're going to work for me. I'm going to summon you, and I'm going to let you cook how you want to." He makes Jason his servant and his general, revives him and amps him with some of the power of the Necronomicon. Really forming a super team at this point. He's trying to pay to play, basically. Now, in confronting the agents during interrogation when they think Freddy's still depowered, he reveals he's not. He's like, you bums, I've absorbed the Necronomicon. He's like, I know all the demonic passages, all the runes. He's like, I don't need my claws anymore. That's just the shit that scares you, but now that I've absorbed the Necronomicon, we can do whatever. We can beef on any level. We then see he reveals his daughter actually works with him. That's right, she's been a double agent this whole time. And in disgusting fashion, because it's a horror movie and based on the horror movie, Freddy, of course, made his daughter to basically be like his bitch as well, which is disgusting. And he's like, yo, I'm on my demon shit. I'm on my demon grind. I'm doing demon things y'all don't like. That makes you uncomfortable. And he's like, that's how I'm going to get the W. I'm basically a god now. And everybody freaks out because they're like, oh shit. It's basically revealed Freddy is ascended now. Like he's a lot. This is a different ballgame. We see Ash at this point making a play for the Necronomicon, right? Like he's pulling up. He's like, yo, I got to get the book. And he runs into a Deadite. This Deadite doesn't know the resume of Big Ash Williams. Gets one-shotted with a punch. He's like, get off me, bitch. And he's like, yo, I'm the main character. You know the vibes. You can't one-shot me. And just fucks up the Deadite. He then gets slashed and jumped by a massive Freddy-like android/cyborg robot. It's really weird. And despite getting jumped by this massive robot, Ash is like, yo, let's run the ones, bitch. Ends up clutching the W on this robot. That's right, Ash Williams is the biggest of steppers. Like, it's crazy. We then see pan over to Jason, and Jason's basically leading an assault on humanity. Main location, America. And we see not only is he being powered by the Necronomicon, but he's always, to some degree, had the power of the Necronomicon, which is interesting. Jason then leads a team against Washington. You can argue at this point he kills souls because it's stated even the basic Deadites in the army are consuming souls every time they kill. We see Freddy, it's revealed to Ash that like Freddy has dealt with all forms of removal and torture and killing. Like there's no way to bop on him in the physical world. He's just gonna come back. There's no sense in it. And Ash Williams is like, oh my god, this is this is turning into a very complicated beat for me. We then see that complete healing can be done with dream power, but this does come at a cost. However, Freddy doesn't give a shit. Freddy spams this whenever he wants and does it all the time. And Freddy also says and brags that he could body all of them at this point, but he's just playing with them. Like he's just trying to troll at this point, which is a bad idea. Don't troll my boy Ash. But yeah, he's like, yo, I'm just trolling out at this point. I could actually body. We then see Freddy is planning to basically gather all the survivors to ever survive encounters with him. At this point, Freddy announces like, yo, I'm turning this whole world into one big Elm Street. I'm haunting everybody. I'm running everybody's pockets. Everybody's taking it out of me, bitch. And it pans over to Ash, and Ash is like, yo, we're not going out like this. He's like, we need to get the Necronomicon so we can go get buckets. Because if we don't, we're fucked. And that's big facts. Smash the like button, by the way, if you haven't already. So at this point, we see Freddy is using reality warping powers to make it rain blood. This is his method of scaring the shit out of everybody, and it's working for the most part on civilians and at all the casuals. We also see that Jason and his army of Deadites soloed the US military, bringing an end to their run as top powerhouses in the world, as they could not handle the Deadite drip. We then see a military strike is launched upon the White House to stop Freddy, and Freddy one-shots it with his reality warping powers. Basically, it appears as a massive flaming skull and blasts him. And it is once again confirmed that Deadites are consuming souls after murder. So like I said, this includes Jason, who's bodied several at this point. Ash shows in the squabble with all these Deadites that he casually scales above normal Deadites and bops them pretty easily. We then see that Freddy actually has the ability to look at your destiny itself and make it manifest to his liking. Basically has your future and your destiny manipulation, which is pretty crazy. We then see Jason tries to get a drop on Freddy, because as you know, Jason can only work for someone for so long, and Freddy casually ducked the blitz from Jason. We then see Freddy's daughter get in the mix, and Jason had to fight her off and tanked impalement. He was like, stupid bitch, I ain't scared to fight you, and pulls up ready to throw the ones. This is when everything's starting to fall apart for Freddy, right? Like, shit's just, he just lost his general, like, shit's getting weird. Jacob, the son of one of the major victims of Freddy, receives Dream Master power from his mom, and the souls of all the victims of Freddy ever come together to empower Jacob as he pulls up and he's like, yo, Freddy, you gotta get the hands. We then see Jason's pulling up on people, and Tommy Jarvis, longtime op, pulls up on Jason. He's like, yo, the scrap ends here. It's time to throw the ones. And he does throw the ones with Jason, and actually somewhat holds his own. Freddy, when confronted by Dream Master Jacob, is like, oh shit, it's a lot to take in. And he's getting hit with all the souls, right? And then he's like, bro, I don't give a shit about your sob story, all these victims of the souls. Take this L. And Freddy stabs Jacob. Freddy instantly starts absorbing the souls again of the people that Jacob was using. And Ash has to run in. And Ash is like, yo, catch these hands and these vibes, pussy. And starts throwing hands with Freddy. It's actually super impressive. Ash was throwing hands with this Freddy, even broke his arm. We then see a flash over to the Jason 1v1 with Tommy Jarvis. And Tommy uses Jason's mom to mind hacks him and puts him down. Jason seems to have want to be with his mom, and this was the way to kill him. Basically, you get him thinking he's going to be with his mom. He's going to take the L. However, upon the L for Jason, his soul starts to be absorbed from Freddy. Freddy is like, yo, Jason's done a lot of hood rat shit. He's like, he's been marked in such a way that basically his soul is limitless power. Freddy then, in the usage of the Necronomicon, absorption of all the souls, and Jason's souls, states he's actually a duality itself. Like, there's nothing they can do at this point. He's the Alpha and Omega. He scales above everything. Now you're thinking, how would Freddy possibly fumble this bag? Let me tell you. He made a deal with the Necronomicon, basically saying, yo, everybody in the book balls out if y'all help me claim power and do what I need to do. However, Freddy, in pursuit of power, was being incredibly selfish, so the book retaliates. All the demons come out and all that. They're like, yo, you told us this was a team-up, but you're trying to solo. And he's like, nah, I'm trying to spread the bag. And they're like, no, you're not, dummy. They jump him and take his power, and just like that, Freddy's depowered. And he's like, oh, shit. And we think at that point that, like, Freddy died, right? Like, it's over with, he's done, because Ash pulls up with the shotgun and is like, take this out, pussy. And we see, it appears, and it's hinted at in the end, that Freddy, like, somehow time traveled or something, and completely survived the event despite being taken down. Absolutely nuts. But who do I think wins in this beef? Who do I think won the beef? Well, Freddy was balling out for most of the run. He was kind of manipulating everybody, playing the battlefield as he so pleased, but he fumbled the bag in spectacular fashion. And for that reason, I give Ash the victory. Shout out to the comeback W from Ash. And shout out to Freddy for fumbling the bag. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. This is a wild beef. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And again, check out my content over on the Coffee Shop channel and all my members of the Coffee Shop. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy Jobbers and Goons, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.